students, welcome back to Physics Lab. Today we will be performing an experiment from optics. In school level, you have already studied about ray diagrams, plane mirror, concave mirror, convex mirror. So today we are performing an experiment by using the concave mirror to find a refractive index of liquid. The liquid which I have taken here is water. So let's start with the experiment. Before that, we need to know the concepts. I'll make the concepts clear so that you'll understand the ray diagram properly. So the concept is, this is a concave mirror. This side is a mirror surface or a reflecting surface. This side is opaque. You can see these lines which are drawn here. The ray of light, suppose I keep the point object at the center of curvature. P is the pole, F is the focus. So this line is called as principal axis. At the center of curvature, I have kept one object. It's a point object. So the ray of light will come and come back in the same direction. Why? What is the reason behind it? You already have done ray diagrams. Reason is, the incident ray falls normally on the surface of the mirror. And that means this distance has to be radius of curvature. This is also radius of curvature. Now when it falls normal along the radius of curvature, it is reflected back in the same direction and you get the image here. Now look at the second diagram. It's a needle, object needle. I have kept one object here with certain height. First ray I draw parallel to the principal axis. You all know that we require two rays to locate an image. The one ray I take is the parallel. And what is the rule? Whichever ray falls parallel to the principal axis has to come out from the focus. So it's reflected from the focus. We get one point. This point is here now. Image point. And what about the second? All this. We will take one ray out of this center of curvature point along the principal axis. It goes, strikes, it comes back in the same direction. So you get object and image at the point of center of curvature. So this you have to really underline and write down. When an object is at center of curvature of the mirror, image is formed at the center of curvature. So we have learned the first concept. You know about it, but we have revised it. Now we have kept the concave mirror of the base of the retort stand. This is the pole of the mirror. This is the retort stand. I have clamped an object. So actually this is the same diagram, vertical. This is horizontal and this is vertical. So here, this is my center of curvature. Now, how will you come to know that this is center of curvature? To start with, we keep the object here, object pin. We get the image this way only, magnified. Then slowly I take the object upward, upward, upward. And by chance, I cross this point C and the object comes here. It has crossed that point. And what happens is, you will see that there is an image here formed. How will you come to know that image is formed here? You must know the ray diagrams very well. Now what happens is, so object is beyond the center of curvature. So image is formed before the center of curvature, in between F and C. So I get the image here. Now what is the purpose? We have to find out we have to remove the parallax. So when we see inside, we find that the object pin is moving faster as compared to the image. That means there is a parallax. I keep on bringing it downwards, downward, downwards. When I bring this pin downward, this pin will go upwards. And therefore, at one particular position here, object pin and the image pin start moving together. That means this point is the center of curvature point. So this has come here now. This becomes our real depth. This is my real depth. Then what I do? I put water, droplets of water in this. And when I put water, will you get the same condition? No. Now what happens is, there is an apparent shift because of refraction. And therefore this image is shifts down. We need to see where it has appeared. So what we do, then in the second part of the experiment, from this position we bring the object down. At one particular position, we get the image and object start moving together. And when they start moving together, that means the ray of light, this point has to be the apparent center of curvature because of shift. What exactly happens? Let's see. Let me take one ray coming out from here. This is a ray of light which falls on the surface R at the point R. Now it is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. You have studied in school. When the ray of light enters from rarer to denser, instead of taking the same path like this, it bends towards the normal NM. It bends. So this RS ray is a refracted ray. It is a refracted ray. Now, this ray must have gone back in the same direction. You must be knowing principle of reversibility of light. Now, this ray has gone back in the same direction only under one condition. It has to fall normal to the surface. Only that ray will go and meet the center of curvature. By the way, when it comes back to the center of curvature, apparent center of curvature, what must have happened? This ray is like this actually. It moves away from the normal because it's traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So it moves away from the normal. So this is the incident ray. This is the incident ray. This is the normal. This happens to be the angle of incidence. This is the normal and this is my refracted ray. So this angle becomes angle of refraction. In order to draw the diagram, we need to show a thick layer of water in order to see the angles. Now, otherwise this distance, the water is negligible. This T is actually, this T is negligible. Negligible. This T is negligible. But here we need to know the angles. Now remember one thing, these are paraxial rays, C, R, C, Q. Their angle between them is very, very small. So this small angle I get. Therefore this is also I. By the way, why this is I and this is I? This is the ray alternate angles. So these are equal. Similarly, this refracted ray, if there was no water here, this ray would have gone to the center of curvature. Why? Because it is incident normal to the mirror. And therefore, this ray, which is falling normal here, in the absence of water, this ray would have gone, retrace the path, and we get at the center of curvature. I think I am very clear now. Now we need to find out our main aim. What is the aim of the experiment? To find refractive index of water. So you remember one law called as Snell's law. Snell's law is mu, I can show it here, mu of water with respect to air is equal to sine I upon sine R. So this is my I and this is my R. Remember, this is my R, this angle. So we are using two triangles here. The first triangle is this one, C dash RQ, and the second triangle is CRQ. So let us name this distance as L, RQ as L. So what is sine I? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what is sine I? Opposite side upon hypotenuse. For I, this is the opposite side. I have given a name L. Divided by hypotenuse is RC dash. Remember, these rays are almost paraxial. They are very close to each other. So this distance and this distance is same. This distance and this distance is same. So instead of calling RC dash, I'll call it C dash Q. I'll call it C dash Q. This is sine I. What is sine R? Can anyone tell me what is sine R? Yeah, you are right. Sine R is opposite side, that is L upon this distance. By the way, what is this distance? RC is the actually equal to this. Equal to this. And what is this? Real radius of curvature. R. I can write here apparent radius of curvature, A. So this is apparent. Now you will be wondering, it is from here to here. Actually, center of curvature is from here to point P, CP. But I have taken that as CQ because thickness of water is very, very negligible. And therefore, I can consider this distance is equal to this distance. And what is this distance? Real radius of curvature. And what is this distance? Apparent radius of curvature. So we get this. So divide sin I. So mu is equal to sin I upon sin R. I can write directly L upon A divided by L upon R. That means L and L will get cancelled out and we get here R upon A, mu of water. Finally, real radius of curvature, real radius of curvature divided by apparent radius of curvature. So this is the formula which we got. So we have to perform the experiment. It's a very simple experiment. Only one technique you must follow, that is you must know how to remove the parallax. So in order to remove the parallax, write down this trick. What happens is when we want object and image moving together, by chance object is above the actual image, then you have to take down the object pin. And as you take down the object pin, you will find that at one position they move together. This is the first thing. And secondly, you must know this concept, ray diagram. Where has to be the image found? If you keep the object pin at the center of curvature, image also will be found the center of curvature. So the whole concept behind this is this knowledge of where the image is formed. This knowledge you have done it. And that's the way we have to find out the reading. In the laboratory, we are given 3 mirrors. So we are using 3 mirrors and finding the same thing, mu of water. In 3 mirrors, real depth and apparent depth will definitely change. But ultimately, you get the constant answer, mu of water. We expect that water value should be 1.33, 4 by 3. So actually, if you go to see the diagram, it's not perfect because the image object distance is this much, 4 parts for this, then 3 parts of this line should be the image distance. But in order to show these angles, I had to do some adjustments with the diagram. But you need to know the concept well to understand this experiment. Thank you very much. See you once again for practicals. But one thing you remember, read the summary very well and you can perform this experiment. Please click the link in the description box and watch the videos on convex lens, convex mirror, etc. Thank you very much.